let's go to Phil. He's a Man United fan. All right, Phil.
All right, Phil.
Hello.
How are you?
All right, Phil.
I'm all right, yeah.
How are you feeling about that tonight?
Well, I wanted to speak about Rashford, really.
Go on.
Well, he never gets called out. And I think he's a big problem for Man United on the left-hand side.
In what way?
Yeah, he scored a lot of goals last season, but the season before that, this season, just a lack of work rate, doesn't chase down the opposition when they've got the ball.
It looks like he's sulking, Phil. His body language just looks a little bit...
Yeah,
he's got that... sulks a little bit.
Well, look, I've seen that in him because not last season, the season before I went to watch Man United, I think they played Wolves. They all remember. I think Wolves won the game. And Rashford, honestly, was embarrassingly bad. Like, just his body language and his attitude towards the game was shocking. I haven't seen that, really. I don't think he's gone back to that. I think he's frustrated at the performances. I think he's frustrated at the way the team are playing. I don't think he's the problem.
No, there's a lot of problems at the moment.
As a fan, if you've got, for example, Wayne Rooney, Tevez that's going to hunt down the ball, look at Højlund, who is hunting down the ball. That just gives you a little bit more... If every man did that, as a fan watching that, at least you've got effort there. You've not got somebody just throwing their hands up in the air and...
But do you know what, though? I thought he had the fullback Lema. I thought Rashford, every time he got at him, he beat him.
I thought Garnacho did more in 20 minutes than he did on that left-hand side.
Yeah, there's more problems at Man United than Rashford. You know, Onana in goal. Some huge mistake. You know, getting overrun in midfield. I thought Casemiro played okay. He got a couple of goals, fair play to him. But I just feel like with that Musiala in there, they've just got so much pace and energy. And I just feel like Man United, look, it's 4-3, but you're never in the game.
I get what you're saying. But, I just think Rashford gets away with it a lot. And I think he needs calling out. And hopefully he's listening.
All right, Phil.
There'll be some stuff division.
We've had a few more messages coming. Why has Jason Cundy got Doc Cotton on his T-shirt? What have I missed? This shirt looks like João Felix started smoking 20 a day.
Eat burgers.
We've got a stodgy Maradona on there.
That is a stodgy Maradona, right?
Let's go to Pav, who's a United fan. All right, Pav.
All right, Pav.
Evening, gentlemen. I always seem to ring you when Man United are on at the end of an adverse result. I agree with you, by the way, Jamie. They were never in the game, but I'm not sure about Rashford. I think the problems, unfortunately for me, and I'm a big Ten Hag fan, I was calling for him for over a year ago, have to lie squarely with the manager. They're in midfield, they're up front. At the end of the day last season, whatever else you want to say, the problems were obvious. When Casemiro wasn't playing or didn't have a proper partner, they had problems. They got overran, bar the Liverpool game where he was. And they couldn't score enough goals. They were winning games 1-0, 2-1, 2-0, whatever, especially away from home. Unfortunately, the manager, for whatever reason, prioritised, and I honestly, I was tearing my hair out of this, he prioritised Mason Mount. This is in no way intended to denigrate Mason Mount, but your priority should have been either a midfield partner with Casemiro, or it should have been, go top-heavy the way Bayern Munich do. And he did neither. And this is the problem.
I think he wanted Mason Mount as a midfielder to give the legs, because we know Mason can run about.
Jamie, yeah, that's fine, but priority signing should not be Mason Mount. He's a luxury signing, with all due respect, in that team. Of course, the other issue is Martinez has gone backwards. Casemiro has been awkward, to say the least, or stodgy, as the way Jason might say, for his standards. And the problem you've got is it's all compounded together, and a lot of that has to lie on the shoulders of the manager. At the end of the day, you can argue all you want about the owners, and nobody's going to come on and wax lyrical about them. We know their issues. We know he clearly didn't get some of the players he wanted. But, and this is the critical thing, he would have known at the start of the summer, whatever the leaks were, what his budget was, what sort of players he could get. And, Onana, I'm happy to give a little bit of thought, because I think he might come good. It's going to take time with any good goalkeeper. But the midfield, every single time, Bayern Munich or any other team, I was there at Old Trafford for Wolves, when United lose possession and we're in transition almost into the counter, there's no legs going back. Casemiro is a wonderful player, but he can't do everything. And this is the problem. Unfortunately, he didn't address it. So, and I was saying to people today, ultimately now, as far as I'm concerned, I don't mean to sound too pessimistic, it's almost trying to salvage what they can over the next few weeks because they've got a lot of games at home. So, and they're against teams which on paper, and I stress on paper, they should be able to beat. Whether that happens, we'll see. But they've got to get to January somehow, hopefully with new owners, and invest because the midfield is being overrun. Wolves overran them, for heaven's sake, at Old Trafford. Let's be honest. And so, these better quality teams are going to do the same. So I'm afraid, and it pains me to say this, and I'm not, going to be ridiculous and call nuclear on it yet, but the problem lies with the manager. And in the same way after the defeat to Brentford last year, where he turned it around somehow, he's got to do the same, because if he doesn't, I'm afraid the media are going to be calling for his head, and unfortunately, you will see the carousel running again, which has been running for the last 10 years.
The problem you've also got is that the outside noise as well. We've seen that with Anthony.
Yeah.
We've seen that with Greenwood. Yeah. That's also outside noise. The Sancho situation.
I mean, yeah.
Do you know, I don't know whether you know this, but apparently Sancho was on YouTube playing FIFA during the game.
Yeah,
I heard that, Jason.
And that's again that's embarrassing for the manager, isn't it? No. What,
do you blame him?
I know, but
he's not involved.
But he's making a point.
And is he making a point? He's just sat at home playing FIFA.
No, he's not. He's doing
it publicly.
What
do
do
you want him to do? Sit in front of the telly?
No, he's doing it publicly. Come on, if you're doing something on YouTube while Man United are playing, we're talking about it.
FIFA.
But that's the point.
He's at home. He's not out partying. I mean, that's a little. He's at home playing FIFA.
Mate, you should. You should.
Man United are playing. You want him to sit in front of the telly and come on.
Mate,
when the manager's absolutely binned him.
Do you think that it's okay to play FIFA and put it out publicly on YouTube when Man United are playing? I tell you what, mate, it's two fingers up to Ten Hag. That's what he's doing. He's challenging his authority publicly. That's what he's doing.
Jason, can I just quickly make one more point? The reality is this is a manager that backed him completely last February and March, January, February, and put his arm around him. You can argue what you want, but he can't possibly say that this manager didn't have it, because a lot of managers could have just said, on your bike, and at that time, Ten Hag made no comment. He said he'll come back when he's ready. So I think that's a bit rich, but ultimately, it's all a cascade. The leaks are coming out in the same way they have under previous managers after some adversity, and ultimately, there are forces clearly. I know who it is. I'm not going to name names on national radio who are responsible for those leaks, and they are trying to essentially coalesce around the fact that the manager is weak.
How do you know?
I've got a lot of good sources inside United, mate.
So you know.
Sources.
Ask your assistant producer; he'll tell you.
How do you? So you know who's putting out all these leaks in the press?
I know exactly.
Is it a player?
For a year and a half, mate.
Is it a player?
You know what I mean? There's three players in the dressing room, mate. I'm not going to say anymore. Three players. I'll say that for absolutely nothing.
Give us their initials.
No chance. No chance. It's far too professional.
Doesn't want to give up his sources. All right, Pav. Appreciate your call.
You know what? We get some listeners. Cheers, Pav. You've got some sort. I mean, 100% Mo's sauce. Mind you, 100%.
Yeah, but they're useless.
Yeah.
Them sources, absolute garbage.
Yeah, he's made them up, mate.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.